there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
So there we are, guys, Singapore, thinking to ourselves, this is going to be fucking super awesome and rad. Check the weather out, man, it's absolutely shitting it down.
Yeah.
Ooh, Phuket. Some kind of advertisement for some tasty broth. My wife, she's one and the same. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. For all you new guys who are just checking the channel out, well done for finding us. A little bit different again, we seem to be changing everything up lately. Out in Australia, Western Australia, doing a little tour around some of the local music stores and some of the bigger stores around here, just to see whether it's completely different than it is in the UK and the States, or whether we're all singing from the same hymn sheet really. Hooked up with Guitar World today. Awesome guy, Shannan. Get down to Western Australia and check this guy out, check the stores out. Great bunch of guys, and Shannan will definitely sort you out with anything that you need. You can get these guys over at www.ezmi.com.au. Descriptions down below or on that thread there. So if you double click on that bad boy, you'll go straight over to their website. Right guys, so a bit of an unusual one today. So we've got no real plan, no real kind of demo ideas or anything. We're just out here having a little bit of a laugh and just trying to keep you guys up to date with new product really. While we've been out here, kind of hooked up with this Randall amp, which is the RX120D, 120 watts solid state amp. Digital effects in there as well, so we're kind of looking at the new Black Star range, the ID range that's coming through, and then these guys have been out since like 2006, 2007. Great amp, 120 watts, absolutely awesome, and these guys are doing a mint deal on the half stack. And I've been waiting to get my hands on one of these premiums for a while. As I say, we did the Ibanez shootout between the RG, the Gem, and the JS 1000, the BTB. But these feel kind of great, so I was kind of looking at a little bit of that. And then also I'm going to do just a little bit of a PG tip on the major scale. And considering we're out in the exotic world of Australia and we've flown over some exotic locations, we're going to look at an exotic scale as well. So we're going to look at the Algerian scale today. Which is a blast. So first things first, let's look at the major scale in a clean tone, and then we'll show off what the amp does while we do that. So catch you in a sec. Right guys, so I say we're kind of demoing this amp and this guitar, but I'm going to do that as part of a lesson as well. I don't want to bore you with a 15-minute, 20-minute video. I'm just going to do short and snappy. So what we'll look at is first, we're going to look at the major scale. You guys might be aware of this, you might be playing it already, but you don't know what you're playing. And we're going to look at it as whole tones and half tones. And then we're also going to introduce you to the Algerian scale, which has got some alterations to that major scale. If we take everything from the major scale, it kind of makes sense. So our major scale first, we're going to look at the A major. We're going to keep it in A. So this, we have got, I'll talk through the tones. So we've got A, which is our root note, then a whole tone, then we've got another whole tone, then we've got a semitone, another whole tone, another whole tone again, another whole tone, and then back to root note with a semitone. Now Now, when I say whole tone, the easiest way to remember a whole tone on a guitar is there's a hole in the middle, there's a fret in the middle that we're not going to use. A semitone fills that hole, so we have basically a 2-fret gap for a whole tone. A semitone, we wouldn't have that gap in the middle. And as you can hear, quite an awesome clean tone from this amp as well. A little bit of reverb on there. Don't leave home without reverb, just it's a given. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the spellings for that. So we've got whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Don't say that after any beers because you'll get it wrong and you'll end up swearing at someone. And it's that typical do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, di, da thing. Doesn't sound great being a Scouser. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the alterations to that scale. And now, because we're looking at exotic scales, because we're in an exotic kind of vibe, we're going to go with the Algerian scale. Now this scale straight away has some really kind of quirkiness to it, really. So the scale actually sounds like this. No, it doesn't. Hang on. Really. So we've got. So straight away, totally different sound to a major scale. Right, so that's what it looks like. I apologise if the camera's shaking like a shitting dog. It just means that we haven't got baby behind the camera. We've actually got my lovely wife who's doing a damn good job, I have to say. Right, so that's our Algerian scale. Now with that we can produce some really awesome chord progressions that wouldn't, definitely don't sound Western really, and with that we kind of get more of a kind of Vi, Joe kind of vibe to it because he's into that kind of influence. So our chord progressions sound really quite out there, so just a typical chord progression pulling the notes from the scale. So as you can hear, it's not typical. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to just put some gain on so you can hear just the awesome drive on this this amp, and just play through the complete set of that scale. What I would advise you to do, guys, as well, as you're playing through this scale, start looking at it as then octaves. So it's exactly the same formula, we're just moving it up in octaves. So then we'd get. And that again just gives us that kind of tone. So let's check out the drive channel on this. So again, using an Algerian scale, we're getting some really unusual chord progressions that we wouldn't really use. Sounds pretty good, a la whoever's using the Algerian scale, I suppose. Right, so the full run of that scale. And that's the Algerian scale. So if you're ever in Algeria, you can go and rock with the bad boys. And we'll see another guitar store in a different city on a different guitar and a different amp. But again, check Guitar World, guys, absolutely awesome bunch of lads. And check out the website and description down below my legs. And we'll see you in a few days. I ain't fucking eating any of that egg.